Hi guys, this is Omer from MMOHut.com, and I'm going to do a first impression gameplay video for NosTale, a 2.5D fantasy MMORPG by Euphoria. Now I'll spend about 5-10 minutes running around, checking the game out, and make some quick comments. If you want to play NosTale or just learn more about it, check out our full review on MMOHut.com on the link on the right sidebar. Now here we go. Let me just log in over here. But first, I can tell right by the art style on these two characters over here. This game kind of looks like, well, not looks like, it reminds me of Grand Chase. But just log in. 2 channels, lag-free, supposedly. But we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and make our character over here. Now we have 2 genders, as expected, and 2 hairstyles. Wow, they really went all out with the character customization here. We have 2 hairstyles, guys. Let's go with male, and let's see. There's actually very little difference between A and B, but let's go with B. All right. At least we have 10 hair colors over here, so I'm gonna go with blue. And it looks like we don't pick our character class in our creation screen over here, so we'll just go ahead and click create. Alright, Remote is born. Alright, let's click on in, and let's enter the game. Alright guys, let's enter the game over here. I went ahead and skipped the game's opening cutscene because it's weird. But let's see what we have over here. I'm greeted by this very distinct anime looking chick, and she's welcoming me to Milano, a beautiful village, or so she says. I am Errol Counter, weird name. Anyway, let's go ahead and skip this because this actually doesn't make any sense if you go ahead and read it yourself. But that's to be expected from these MMORPGs. Let's start fighting against enemies. Sounds like a plan. Alright, basic movements. Let's go ahead and skip that. And what I like to do when I first enter a new MMORPG is to really just look around, because I like to see if people actually play the game. Because that's usually a good sign of whether a game is at least playable or not. A lot of games I play, at least review, are really empty, so... Well, let's see what we have over here. There are people running around over here, which is always good. But yeah, there's actually a lot of people running around this Milano village, which is the newbie area. Milano village, that is. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of people running around. Well, let's go ahead and follow this big arrow on my screen over here, this big red arrow. Always follow your arrows. The game's opening cutscene actually introduced you to the game's story, and the game's first chapter in the game, which is called, let me show you guys. Not my skill info, my quest. Act. It's called Act 1, The Sleeping Fernin Tree. And the game is actually broken down into 4 different acts, I believe. And each of those acts basically contain a certain amount of main quests which you have to complete. And I like that system because it really gives you a lot of direction. It kind of gives you the direction that a game like Lunia has and the game's story, but without the extreme linearness of that game. So think of this as Lunia without the linear gameplay and linear levels. So I completed my quest over there. I just had to go on top of this beacon, whatever that was. And now I have to kill some cute little floating onion flower hybrids, whatever these things are. Now the camera controls kind of remind me of Ragnarok for some reason. But I do have one complaint with the game right away, and it's that the game does not support widescreen resolution. In fact, the game's highest resolution is 1280 by 1024. So I am running the game on windowed mode though, so at least the game doesn't stretch out. Personally, I hate when a game stretches out and it doesn't fit your resolution properly, your monitor. So I have to kill about 5 of these dudes over here. So right off the bat, I'm given direction, which is something a lot of these free-to-play MMORPGs don't give you. A lot of these games just kind of throw you to the game and expect you to figure everything out on your own. Which is usually possible, but I like to have some direction in my games. And I like there's other newbies here as well. So it's not just that this newbie area is populated with players, it's populated by people that are my level and other newbies. So if I ever wanted to complete, if I have any questions, I can ask these guys, or I can simply quest with them as well. Well, let's just look around the game's interface options over here. Alright. Whoa, excellent, you deserve a fine reward. I agree with you, I do deserve a reward. Let's see what you have to offer. Click on reward and confirm. Alright. Okay, what is my reward? Whatever, let's collect it. Quest clear. I got a training uniform. Awesome. Alright, there'll be more adventures coming up. Alright, blah blah blah. And basically, she's right now introducing me to the game's pet system, which is actually pretty neat. It tells you how to capture a pet over here, but... Think of it as Pokemon though. I basically have to wait till these pets... I have to beat up on a monster, wait till it gets weak, and then capture it with my hotkey over here, R. So I'm gonna try to capture that chicken next, and we'll see what happens. And the game's pet system is actually one of the game's main components. It's called the NosMate system. You can basically capture one of these pets and level them up with you. And they actually help you in combat too, which is pretty cool. Yeah, well, I just killed my pet. Oh well. I didn't like that chicken anyway. I leveled up already. I'm already level 3, wow. So early on, the experience rate's pretty fast. Alright. Quest complete. I captured that chicken. Do not underestimate my pet. Alright, they're pretty powerful apparently. And early on though, I want to say early on because at least for the first dozen or so levels, the monsters you're going to be catching, and the pets you're going to be catching are usually going to be cute things like sheep or wolves. But later on in the game, you'll be catching cool things like dragons. Now, I really like the game's interface. It looks very modern, very sleek, easy to use. Everything's very easily displayed. Though the game's translations do need some work, everything else seems very smooth. Now, I want to show you guys one of my favorite features in this game. We run over there right now. Personally, though, I really like the game's distinct art style. And I have a soft spot for games like this because I was a big fan of Ragnarok as well. Well, let's go to Miniland, which is basically the game's player housing system. You can see my pet over here following me around. Basically over here, you can build your own house, you can decorate it, put lampposts around, put furniture around, and put all sorts of cool things around here. And it's really a place, you can call home. Because other players can actually visit your house if you set it to public, and you can visit other people's houses if theirs are set to public. And I'm sure a lot of people use these private, secluded areas to cyber each other, but it's still a cool feature though, I like it. It gives you, it's something you don't see in a lot of these MMORPGs, especially these free-to-play games. Right now I have 0 visitors to my area, but that's because I just logged in over here and created this character. And if you friend people, you can, enter their house as well. I like my chicken following me around. Now I really should be completing my quest because there's a big red arrow over my head, and you're always supposed to obey those red arrows. And while I'm going there, another neat part about the game is the quests really do play a big part of the game's story. And if you're interested in that, this is definitely a game worth checking out because it's less grind oriented than story oriented and quest oriented. And even in the beginning, there was a cutscene that basically showed me the game's story. It was pretty incoherent as expected, but one of the things it showed me was a big tree, and that's actually a very common theme in a lot of these RPGs. Not so much MMORPGs, but JRPGs. And if you've played a lot of those, you'll definitely agree with me. Alright, pet will help me with my quest. That's cool. Alright. We'll end conversation. Now, although I didn't pick my class early on, and during my character creation, I can actually pick my class at level 15. Once I reach level 20 job level, I believe, or level 15 main level, I can choose between one of 3 classes. And those 3 starting classes are Warrior, well, it's actually called Swordsman, not Warrior. Very big difference apparently. Swordsman, Archer, and Sorcerer. And out of those 3 classes, I can further specialize down the road. And each of the main classes, Sorcerer, Mage, and Warrior. Sorcerer, Mage, Warrior, yeah. No, that doesn't make sense. Sorcerer, Archer, and Warrior. Swordsman, never mind. Whatever. They each have 5 subclasses that you can unlock later on. Which gives the game well over like 15 different playable classes. And I attacked too many of these guys, I'm getting owned. But the good part about the game's job system is you'll actually be having a job advancement every every 15 levels, which actually gives you makes it so everything is within reach, and that's something a lot of these MMORPGs don't do. Because I hate waiting to get 40 levels for a job advancement because it just feels so far out of reach. I just want to quit the game, which is what Wonder King kind of did. Because your first job advancement was so far away. Well, I'm getting owned. Alright, leveled up and healed up. Awesome. So the game does have a good amount of variety later on, but early on you're going to be playing for one of 3 classes and that's it. But the game has a lot of these little interesting features because, like I said, the housing system was pretty neat. You can even get mini games in your house and you get rewarded for those. The game has very PvP options. You can do the whole arena style PvP, or you can do something even cooler like the game's freeze tag PvP options. And like I said, this is just an all-around good game because, one, I'm seeing a lot of people playing it, and they wouldn't be playing it if it was bad. And it just offers a lot of little things that you don't see in a lot of MMORPGs. And the art style, I like the art style, but I can see how it would be a turn-off to some people. So if you don't like games that, with the anime look and these 2.5D-ish graphics, it may not be for you. Now I want to go walk around town a little bit more, and let's see if I can find more people. I want to see how many people are in this area. It is pretty packed over here, though, as I walked around earlier. Wow, just look at this place. Kind of reminds me of Frontera, but more scattered. I don't believe the game is a auction house though, and instead they have their own cart system, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's no big deal. And right now, even though the customization is pretty terrible, it does get better later on, because as you get your own equipment, you'll distinguish yourself better. This is the beginning area where I started. Let's go and look at my character info over here. I have this piece of equipment I should wear. Alright, my clothes. Sells for 90 apparently. I didn't equip it yet. Let's see what else I have. This game's messenger system. Pretty basic stuff. And as we expected, the game is a basic guild system as well. Kinda wish though I had some more activated skills early on, but I don't have any of those right now. I should be killing harder stuff too. But the main reason I like this game is it has a lot of direction. It has a lot of interesting gameplay systems. And it's an all-around decent game. Well worth checking out, I think. By the way guys, if you want to play NosTale or just learn more about it, check out our full review on MMOHut.com.